Hello, this is a video helping you get started on your word problems. I'm just going to do the first two on this worksheet using this scaffold so you can kind of see me do it once, and then maybe after that you'll feel a little bit more ready to do your own. These do count as 2 of your 6 problems, so don't feel like you are already behind. You are not. Okay, so let's check out this problem. Kristen spent $131 on shirts. That's a lot. They're fancy shirts, though. Oh, there's plain ones as well. So fancy shirts cost $28 and plain shirts cost $15. If she bought a total of 7, then how many of each kind did she buy? Well, first of all, this is number 1. And we need to define our variables first. It looks like there's 2 things coming into play in this problem. There are fancy shirts, so I'm going to say F for fancy shirts. And there are plain shirts, so I'm going to say P for plain shirts. Now I'm going to write my system equations. I know in total she bought 7. So I know that fancy shirts plus plain shirts, F plus P, equals 7. They also tell me how much she spent. So she spent $28 for each fancy shirt. So I could find out how much she spent in all by 28 times F. She only spent 15 on plain shirts. So that would be 15 times the number of plain shirts. And if I add those together, I get my total of 131. Okay, so now I need to solve these using any method. You know what? This to me, they're both in standard. I could do elimination, but I'd have to multiply by some big numbers. Instead, I'm going to substitute. I'm going to take F plus P equals 7, and I'm going to solve that for a variable. I'm going to solve that for F. So I'm going to subtract P on both sides. That gives me F equals 7 minus P. Okay, so now I have F, so I can plug that in to my F over here. So 28 times 7 minus P plus 15P equals 131. Okay, so basically I had F equals 7 minus P, so instead of F in my equation, I put 7 minus P. Okay? Now I just have P and I can solve for it. So, 28 times 7. Let me grab a calculator. 28 times 7 is 196. Minus 28P, because 28 times 1P gives me minus 28, plus 15P equals 131. Then, negative 28 plus 15, 196 minus 13P equals 131. Okay, everybody good with that? I just combined my like terms here. Negative 28 plus 15 gave me negative 13P. So then when I'm continuing to solve this, right, I need to solve for P, so I'm going to subtract 196 from both sides. That gave me negative 13P equals, in my calculator, 131 minus 196 is negative 65. And then to solve for P, I just divide by negative 13, and I get P equals 5. Okay. All right, that's good so far. So now, to find F, I have to take my P, and I have to plug it back in. Okay? So this gives me 7 minus 5. So F would equal 2. So what... Sorry for that interruption. Okay, so what that means is that I have 2 fancy shirts and 5 plain shirts that she bought. Okay? Let's try one more, just so you can see it one more time. So I'm going to go ahead and fold this over so we're not distracted by that top one. And let's go with the second one here. So there are 13 animals in the barn. This is number 2. Some are chickens and some are pigs. There are 40 legs in all. How many of each animal are there? Okay, so it looks like we're looking at 2 things. C, we're looking at chickens. P, we're looking at pigs. This is actually really similar to the Lizzie problem. So, I know that there are 13 animals in the bar. So C plus P equals 13. Okay? And then let's think about legs. Well, chickens have 2 legs, so 2 times the number of chickens gives us the chicken legs, and pigs have 4. So 4 times the number of pigs gives us pig legs, and in all, we get 40 legs. Okay? All right, I'm going to solve this one. Let's do this one by elimination, because I see that I have C and 2C, and if I multiply that one by 2, I should be able to cancel it. So I'm going to take C plus P equals 13, and I'm going to multiply that by 2. Okay? That's going to give me 2C plus 2P equals 26. Okay, now if I have 2C plus 4P equals 40, if I subtract those two, it cancels. Okay? 2P minus 4P gives me negative 2P equals 26 minus 40 is negative 14. And then divide both sides by negative 2. That gives me P equals 7. Okay, so I know I have 7 pigs. So if I have chickens plus 7 pigs, right, I'm using this C plus P equals 13. That gives me 13 animals in all. Minus 7 gives me 6 chickens. Okay? So what that means is I have 6 chickens and 7 pigs. Awesome. Try the rest on your own.